Kindness is a virtue, but weakness is a liability. If you're always being nice at the expense of your own success, you'll never build wealth. I was sitting with a friend of mine. We were talking about life, success, and all the ways we can either push ourselves forward or, without realizing it, hold ourselves back. He said to me, "Jim, I don't understand. I'm a nice guy. I try to help everyone. I never say no, but somehow I'm not where I want to be. People walk over me, opportunities slip away, and my success is stuck in neutral." I could see the frustration on his face, but more importantly, I saw the problem. It's a problem that many of us face, and it's this: being too nice. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be kind, generous, or respectful. In fact, these qualities are crucial. But being too nice in the wrong way for the wrong reasons and without boundaries can hold you back from success. Here's why. It will kill your success. Number one, people will take advantage of you not because they're bad people, but because human nature tends to lean toward convenience. If you keep making life easier for others at your own expense, they will let you. And before you know it, you'll be the one left exhausted, underappreciated, and wondering why success seems so far out of reach. Life has a way of testing those who refuse to set boundaries. If you're always the one saying yes when you should say no, if you're always accommodating others at the cost of your own success, let me tell you something. You're not being kind, you're being weak. And weak minds don't build wealth. Weak minds stay broke. Because in this world, if you don't stand up for yourself, people will take advantage of you. It starts small. A friend asks for a favor and you do it, even when it disrupts your schedule. A colleague dumps extra work on your desk and you accept it without asking for recognition or compensation. A client delays their payment and you let it slide again and again. You think you're being nice. You think you're keeping the peace. But let me ask you, at what cost? Because if you allow it, people will push their limits until you have nothing left to give. And guess what? They won't thank you for it. They'll just find someone else to take advantage of when you're burned out. You have to decide, do you want to be respected or do you want to be used? Do you want to be successful or do you want to be everyone's doormat? Because I've seen it happen over and over again. People with talent, people with drive, people with potential, who never reached success because they were too afraid to say, "That's enough." And let me tell you, it's not just about money, it's about your time, your energy, your mind. When you allow others to take advantage of you, you're giving away the most valuable resources you have. And the people who succeed in life, they don't let that happen. You see, people respect strength, not weakness. They admire a person who knows their worth. And if you don't establish that early, you'll find yourself in a cycle of being underpaid, overworked, and unappreciated. I knew a man once, hardworking, smart, capable, but he had a problem. He couldn't say no. He'd work late hours for free. He'd take on projects that weren't his responsibility. He'd give discounts when customers pressured him. And you know what happened? He struggled financially for years. Why? Because he taught people that he was willing to be taken advantage of. And when he finally tried to change, it was too late. His reputation had already been set. Success demands that you protect what's yours. Your time, your energy, your money. If you're building something, your career, your business, your future, you have to be firm, not rude, not unkind, but firm. You have to learn to say, "I can't do that for free." You have to be willing to walk away when a deal isn't in your favor. You have to stop apologizing for valuing yourself. A wealthy mind doesn't seek approval. A wealthy mind doesn't fear rejection. A wealthy mind knows that saying no to the wrong things is what makes room for the right things. You can't afford to waste your time on people who only see you as an opportunity to get more while you settle for less. If you're always trying to please everyone, let me tell you, you're setting yourself up for failure. Respect isn't given to those who bend over backward just to keep others happy. It's given to those who stand firm, who have a backbone, who know where they're going and refuse to let distractions pull them off course. If your priority is to be liked by everyone, you will never be respected by anyone. Look around at the people who command respect in life, leaders, business owners, top performers. They aren't reckless, they aren't arrogant, but they also don't waste their time seeking approval. They don't chase validation. They don't say yes just to avoid conflict. They know their worth, and because they do, others recognize it too. I knew a young man once, talented, hardworking, and full of potential. But he had a habit. He wanted to be liked by everyone. He never said no. He took on extra work without complaint, let people interrupt his time, and avoided conflict at all costs. He thought he was being a good person. But you know what happened? He got walked all over. He never got the promotion. He never got the respect. And worst of all, the people he was trying to please, they didn't admire him for it. They took him for granted. Now, let's talk about those who do command respect. They aren't mean-spirited. They aren't cruel. But they are clear. They have standards. They protect their time, their resources, their energy. And because of that, people take them seriously. They don't have to demand respect. It comes naturally because they've built a reputation of strength. Learn to say no. Don't let your mouth overload your back. That means don't commit to things just because you're afraid of disappointing someone. Don't make promises you can't keep. Because every time you agree to something that doesn't align with your goals, you weaken your own position. Being respected is far more valuable than being liked. When people respect you, they trust you with leadership, with business, with opportunities. They don't question your decisions. They don't try to manipulate you. They see you as someone who knows what they want, and that is powerful. If you let the fear of rejection control you, you will never reach your full potential. Too many people let the discomfort of hearing no stop them from going after what they want. They avoid opportunities because they fear failure. They stay silent when they should speak up. They accept less than they deserve just to avoid the sting of rejection, and as a result, they stay broke, stuck, and frustrated. Nice people, the overly accommodating, often struggle with this the most. They don't ask for the raise because they're afraid their boss will say no. They don't negotiate a deal because they don't want to seem pushy. They don't take risks in business because they don't want to face criticism. But let me tell you something. Rejection is not the enemy. The real enemy is inaction. Think about the most successful people in any field. Entrepreneurs, sales leaders, top performers. Every single one of them has faced rejection more times than they can count. They've been turned down, laughed at, ignored, but they didn't let it stop them. They understood that rejection is part of the process, not a reason to quit. I knew a man once, brilliant, talented, full of ideas, but he was terrified of rejection. He had business ideas that could have made him a fortune, but he never pursued them. He was too afraid of people telling him they wouldn't work. He stayed in a job that paid him less than he deserved because he didn't want to risk asking for more. Years went by, and his life never changed, not because he wasn't capable, but because he was afraid. On the other hand, I knew another man, less talented, less educated, but fearless. He knocked on every door, made every call, asked for every opportunity, and sure, he heard no 100 times, but eventually he heard a yes, and that one yes changed everything. If you really want something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. And fear is the most common excuse of all. Fear of what people will say, fear of not measuring up, fear of failure. But fear is a liar. It convinces you to stay small when you were meant to do more. Strong minds embrace rejection because they understand its purpose. Every rejection is a lesson, a redirection, a necessary step toward success. The weak run from it, and that's why they never break through. But the strong, they use it. They learn from it, and they keep going until they win. Too many people stay stuck in the same place, not because they lack potential, but because they're too comfortable. They spend their time making sure everyone else is happy, avoiding conflict and staying where it's safe. But success doesn't come to the comfortable. Wealth doesn't come to those who play it safe. It belongs to those who step out, take risks, and seize opportunities, even when it's uncomfortable. Opportunities don't wait. They don't always show up at the perfect time. They don't knock on your door with a guarantee of success. No, opportunities require boldness. They require you to make decisions, to act, to take risks. If you wait until it feels comfortable, you'll miss every single one. I knew a man once, smart, hardworking, reliable, but he played it safe. He had chances to invest, to start a business, to step into leadership. But every time he said, I'm not ready. He was waiting for certainty, waiting for the perfect time. And do you know what happened? 10 years went by and nothing changed. The opportunities passed him by and he stayed exactly where he was, watching others succeed while he stayed stuck. On the other hand, I knew another man, not the smartest, not the most talented, but bold. He saw an opportunity and he took it. Was he ready? No. Was he scared? Absolutely. But he stepped up anyway. And because of that, his life changed. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. That's the truth. If you're waiting for life to hand you success, you'll be waiting forever. If you want something more, wealth, success, a better life, you have to go after it. You have to stop waiting for permission and start claiming what's yours. The weak stay comfortable. They avoid risk, they wait, they hesitate, and they stay broke. But the strong, they step up, they act, and they grow. So if you've been playing it safe, if you've been saying maybe later to the opportunities in front of you, it's time to stop. Because success doesn't wait. And if you don't move now, you'll wake up one day and realize you missed your chance. Too many people accept less than they deserve, not because they lack potential, but because they're afraid to ask for more. They tell themselves, at least I have a job, or at least I have enough to get by. But that kind of thinking keeps people stuck. It keeps them earning just enough to survive instead of creating real wealth. Successful people demand what they deserve. They don't wait for someone to recognize their value. They make it known. They don't accept the first offer if it's not good enough. They negotiate. They ask for raises. They expect better treatment, not because they're arrogant, but because they know their worth. I remember a man who had been working at a company for 10 years. He was reliable, hardworking, and dedicated, but he never asked for a raise. Not once. He assumed his hard work would be noticed. And do you know what happened? New employees were coming in, earning more than him because they asked for it. He thought loyalty would be rewarded, but in reality, he was just accepting less than he deserved. Then there was another man, same industry, same company, but he walked in one day and said, I've been bringing value to this company and I believe I deserve a raise. And he got it. Why? Because he asked. You get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. That's the truth. If you want to earn more, you need to increase your value and demand the rewards that come with it. The marketplace doesn't care how long you've been around. It cares about the value you bring. If you keep growing, keep improving, and keep delivering results, you have every right to ask for more. But too many people let fear hold them back. They worry about rejection. They think, what if they say no? Well, what if they say yes? What if asking is the only thing standing between you and a better life? The weak settle. They accept less. They tell themselves it's fine. But the strong, they demand better. They negotiate. They expect success. And because of that, they get it. So ask yourself, are you getting what you're worth? Are you demanding what you deserve? If not, it's time to stop waiting and start asking. Because if you don't demand more, you'll never get more. And success belongs to those who know their worth. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, the moment when success feels safe, when there's no risk, when everything is guaranteed, but that moment never comes. Success requires risk. It demands courage. And those who refuse to take risks will always settle for less than they could have had. Playing it safe is a recipe for mediocrity. Nice people, cautious people, fearful people, they think they're avoiding failure by avoiding risk. But what they're really doing is guaranteeing failure. Because you can't win a game you never play. The greatest opportunities don't come with guarantees. They come with uncertainty. But they also come with the potential for something greater. Look at the wealthiest people in the world. The entrepreneurs, the leaders, the self-made millionaires. None of them got there by sitting on the sidelines. They took risks. They invested in themselves. They stepped into the unknown. Not because they weren't afraid, but because they knew that fear is not a reason to stand still. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. That's the truth. Every breakthrough in life comes with a leap of faith. You won't always know the outcome. You won't always feel ready. But if you don't take the shot, you'll never score. Think about the great investors. Do you think they build wealth by playing it safe? No. They make calculated risks. They study, they prepare, and then they take action. Do they win every time? No. But they understand that taking no action at all is the biggest risk of all. People who refuse to take risks stay in the same place for years, sometimes decades. They stay in jobs they hate because they're afraid of change. They avoid investing because they fear loss. They refuse to start businesses because they don't want to fail. But here's the reality. Failure is a step toward success. Every failure is a lesson. Every risk is an opportunity. And the ones who take those risks are the ones who get ahead. Weak minds avoid risk because they want guarantees. But strong minds take risks because they know success is never guaranteed. It's earned. It's fought for. It's won by those who are willing to step into the unknown and create their own opportunities. So the question is, are you willing to risk the unusual? Are you willing to take chances, to step out of your comfort zone, to bet on yourself? Because if you're not, you'll always be left with the ordinary. And success doesn't come to those who play it safe. It comes to those who are willing to take a chance on greatness. Helping others is noble, but only after you've built a foundation for yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't lift others when you're barely standing. And you certainly can't create wealth if you're giving away every opportunity that comes your way. Success starts with taking care of your own future first. You can't help others if you're broke and struggling yourself. That's the truth. If you want to make a difference in the lives of others, you have to start by securing your own success. If you're always bailing people out, but never investing in your own future, you're not helping them. You're delaying your own progress. Look at the wealthiest and most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by constantly sacrificing themselves. They built themselves up first. They became strong, financially independent, and successful. And then, from a place of strength, they were able to give back in a meaningful way. Imagine two people in a storm. One is struggling to stay afloat in the water, barely able to breathe. The other is standing firmly on a rock, safe and secure. Who is in a better position to help? The one standing strong. Because the one in the water, no matter how much they want to help, will only drown trying. That's what happens when you spend your life giving without first securing your own success. You're trying to save everyone else while you're sinking. But if you take the time to build yourself up first, if you work on your own financial independence, your own success, then you'll be in a real position to help. People with weak minds feel guilty for prioritizing themselves. They think saying no is selfish. But strong minds understand that real generosity comes from abundance, not sacrifice. If you want to help people, build yourself up first. Create wealth, gain influence, achieve success. And then from a place of strength, you'll be able to uplift others in a way that truly matters. Too many people believe that if they just work hard and stay patient, success will eventually find them. They think that if they do the right things and play by the rules, the universe will somehow reward them. But success doesn't work that way. Wealth doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action. The few who do are the envy of the many who only watch. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The successful don't sit around hoping for an opportunity. They go after it. They don't wait for someone to notice their hard work. They demand what they're worth. They don't waste time watching others succeed. They take bold steps to ensure their own success. If you want to build wealth, you have to make yourself the priority. That doesn't mean being selfish. It means valuing your time, your energy, and your potential. It means saying no to distractions and yes to opportunities. It means investing in yourself first so you can create the kind of success that benefits not just you, but everyone around you. Too many people believe that being nice will somehow lead them to wealth. They think if they're generous, agreeable, and always accommodating, the world will reward them. But let me tell you something. Kindness is a virtue, but weakness is a liability. If you're always being nice at the expense of your own success, you'll never build wealth. Look at the most successful people. Are they kind? Sure, many of them are, but they are not weak. They don't let emotions dictate their financial decisions. They don't make choices based on pleasing others. They think logically, act boldly, and make strategic moves. I once met a man who had a great business idea, something that could change his life, but instead of pushing forward, he kept hesitating. He wanted to make sure everyone around him was happy. He worried about what people would think. He gave out too many favors, underpriced his services, and avoided tough conversations. He was being nice, but he wasn't being strong, and because of that, his business never took off. On the other hand, I knew another man who took control of his future. He didn't waste time worrying about how others felt about his success. He didn't let guilt or fear stop him from charging what he was worth. He made bold decisions, and because of that, he built wealth. Not because he was ruthless, but because he was strong. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. That's the key. The strong don't sit around waiting for someone to hand them success. They educate themselves, they improve their skills, and they take action. They invest in knowledge and personal growth and in opportunities that will take them to the next level. You have to ask yourself, are you letting weakness hold you back? Are you avoiding tough conversations? Are you saying yes when you should be saying no? Are you afraid to demand what you're worth? Because if you are, you're standing in your own way. Strength comes from constantly improving yourself. It comes from making bold financial choices. It comes from refusing to let fear hold you back. The ones who succeed are not the ones who sit back and hope. They're the ones who take control, who make decisions with confidence, and who refuse to let the opinions of others dictate their future. Being nice won't make you rich, but being strong will. Success doesn't come to those who hesitate. It doesn't come to those who wait for life to get easier. It doesn't come to those who seek comfort instead of growth. Success belongs to the bold. It belongs to the ones who step up, take risks, and do what others are too afraid to do. The weak stay broke because they wait. They wait for the perfect opportunity. They wait for someone to give them permission. They wait for life to hand them success. But the strong don't wait. They act. They make decisions. They take risks. They embrace challenges instead of running from them. I've met people who always had an excuse. Now isn't the right time. I don't have the right connections. I'm afraid of failing. And every single one of them stayed stuck in the same place, year after year. On the other hand, I've known people who had nothing. No money, no connections, no perfect opportunities, but they made a decision. They said, I'm going to figure it out. And they did. The major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become. And if you want success, you must become strong. You must develop the mindset, habits, and discipline of a winner. Wealth doesn't just come from money. It comes from who you become in the process of earning it. Look at the most successful people. They weren't handed success. They built it. They failed. They faced rejection. They dealt with setbacks, but they didn't quit. They didn't back down. They didn't let fear dictate their choices. The weak stay broke because they never commit. They never take the first step. They never push themselves beyond their limits. The strong succeed because they understand a simple truth. Nothing changes unless you do. If you want success, you have to fight for it. You have to be bold. You have to take risks. You have to step into uncertainty and trust that you will find a way. Because the ones who hesitate, the ones who stay in their comfort zones, the ones who let fear control them, they will never know what true success feels like. The weak stay broke. The strong get rich. The question is, which one will you be?